Yeah, pick up Penguin here down below with the heavy armor and the steel bolts as a choice. Elite sounds quite nice as well. Rhino always can be nice as well. A good combo for the Rhino as well with crawlers and phoenixes, all fast. And the Rhino gives you the tankiness. Up on the top here, Shade with some interesting options as well. The aerial can be nice. I like the quick supply with this setup. The cost control here, like quick supply and cost control, can be both quite interesting as well. A lot of interesting choices, non super clean. But yeah, aerial with stormcrawlers and crawlers could be quite interesting. And yeah, we are in best of 3 mode, so no matter what happens in this match, we for sure will have one more game. Eventually 2 more games in this best of 3. And yeah, once more guys, if you want to help out these players, check out the Mechabellum and click that claim code. Add money for free to the Prizepool. And let's go. Tanks moving around. Crawlers coming in the top and the bottom. Arclights moving around here. Phoenixes coming in from the rear. Stormcrawlers. We'll try to hit the research center and the command center. Good amount of crawlers here. Crawler Fang set up here for Shade. So on the other side, Arclights will have a lot of work for themselves. Yeah, something against the Arclights will have to be done for Shade in the midterm, most likely. We have a good amount of Fangs here around as well. Let's see what Stormcrawlers can do. As Phoenixes do start in here now. Crawlers marching forward on both sides. The Phoenix is obviously not that great against all the small stuff. Stormcrawler here with the first salvo missing pretty hard. Question is, can enough Fangs survive before the Stormcrawlers kill off the Phoenixes here? The Arclights obviously can't do anything against the Phoenixes, and I don't believe there's enough Fangs. No, not enough Fangs surviving here. So first round will go to Pika Penguin. And Pika Penguin here will get 400 damage through. So nice start here for our player in red, who is the favorite in this matchup. Shade, a good bit less combat power, but let's see what Shade can do here in the upcoming rounds. Heavy armor, improved firepower. Improved firepower, both quite nice. Rhino Assault can be pretty devastating in some turns as well. The mass production fortress, not a massive fan of that one. Pretty hard to play. It's cheaper fortresses, but only 100 points cheaper. They're not half cost. They are still 300 points, and they lose quite a lot of combat effectiveness there. 30% less hit points and damage. So yeah, both sides haven't chosen anything. Shade goes for the skip. Pika Penguin. What will it be? A lot of decent choices here. Pika still deciding here. Heavy armor and improved firepower control system. Moving around. What will it be here for Pika? What will they do? Rhino Assault. Okay. Early Wasps here, but there's against Arclights that have anti-air upgrade, Wasps are scary. Wasps are dangerous. Wasps are dangerous because as soon as the Arclights have the anti-air upgrade, your Wasps just gonna get melted. And like all these units get melted by Arclights. So not the most amazing, biggest fan of the Wasp choice here. I mean, they will win this round most likely. I believe at least. They should be able to deal with this Rhino up here. They should be able to deal with these crawlers quite nicely as well. The ones down south will be able to deal with all of this as well. Might level up somewhat quickly here as well. The Phoenixes should get killed here. One of them at least goes down. Stormcrawlers doing a good amount of damage. Yeah, they deal the damage here. On the way to try to get to the Phoenix and the Arclight. The Phoenixes will be the target here most likely now. First one should go down in a second. Oh yeah, Fangs in the south survived as well. Close victory here for Shade. Pretty close victory here for Shade. Closer than Shade maybe hoped for. And yeah, as I said, the issue will be the potential AA upgrade on the Arclights now. Like, Arclights still hard countering all of this. So the big question is, what will Shade do here now to prevent? Okay. Super quick Overlord is the answer. Overlord with Nano? I guess Overlord with Nano. Pika Penguin invested into... I'm not quite certain what Pika invested into. Went for the resell. Did delete the flank of Crawlers here. Mustangs? Yeah, Mustangs are the unit that was bought here. Stormcallers and Overlords on the other side. Wasps here. Not upgraded. Arclight's not upgraded on the other side either. Yeah, Mustang's obviously good against all of this outside of... Yeah, like, good against all of this as well. But Stormcallers good against everything on the ground here on the other side. Outside of the Rhino. So this is interesting. Rhino has the Nano Repair Kit, which most likely will be enough to survive the damage output here in the north. If the Wasp would be level 2, maybe not. But as they are still level 1, they don't quite have the damage to really keep the Rhino down. And the Overlord is in the south. So it's most likely going to be a victory for Pika Penguin in the north and the victory for Shade in the south. The big question is who will have more left on which flank. Yeah, the Rhino just not getting disturbed at all there. Well, everything in front of the Overlord dies, because the Overlord doesn't tank on its own. So... And I'm not quite sure the Overlord has enough damage power on level 1 to deal with the Rhino with the Nano Repair Kit here. And... yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Good kill on these Mustangs. Phoenixes on level 1. Gonna go down both. Yeah, that now the big question comes, does the Overlord have enough to kill this Rhino? I think it seems to be just slightly enough. Always deal a bit more damage than Rhino heals. Obviously gonna be a bit of a while here now until this happens, as now both turrets will get destroyed first, so Rhino at least will get a bit more level. So obviously the XP that these turrets give was reduced heavily. And yeah, Rhino's doing a good job here. 8. Rhino now moving under this 1 second. Should be enough. Just barely enough to get the kill here. Yeah. There we go. 7 seconds remaining. Shade does deal 400 damage. Pika not having that many hit points. Like Shade starting with a lot more hit points here. With the aerial. Ooh. I mean, senior defense always quite nice. Barrier could be an interesting choice here as well, at least for Pika in my eyes. Obviously, you can't use it on the Overlords. It is a bit of an issue. Yeah, Shade goes for the extra hit points. Issue is the rest of the units of Shade don't really profit from it. Like, there's not many tanky units here. Most of these units, even with 30% extra hit points, are still one-shots. So, for Shade, I'm not sure Senior Specialist is the right choice. I mean, it helps the Overlord, obviously. Like, quite massively with the level 2 and the Repair Kit. I mean, the Repair Kit heals even more as it is percentage-wise based on the max health. Just, it doesn't help the other units too much. It helps Steel Bolts quite a bit, so yeah, going for Steel Bolts here now makes sense. Steel Bolts in the north as well. As we see some Crawlers is added to the mix too. Okay. Orbital Javelin most likely is going to win Pika around here, as even with level 2, 70,000 damage, too much for the Overlord. Overlord gonna go down here. And without the Overlord, this round is not winnable for Shade. But with 4,000 hit points, there's not even close to 4,000 damage, even if everything survives on Pika's side here on the battlefield. So losing the round, yeah, obviously frustrating and all, but it's not game-ending here for Shade. Damage will not be game-ending. I'm just wondering if the Steel Bolts will have enough time on target on the Rhino to kill the Rhino. Like, Steel Bolts, I believe, good addition here. Would have liked them maybe a turn earlier already. Yeah, there we go. The Javelin massacring the Overlord down below. That was to be expected. Lots of the Wasps here. Absolutely try their best. Kill the frontline units here. Steel Bolts try their best as well. But yeah, no, they don't have enough time on target to kill the Rhino. And this means that this will just be an really one-sided round with more than 1,000 damage for sure, as all the Phoenixes survive as well. That's a lot of Phoenixes. Yeah, not having something to kill the Rhino with will be a struggle here for Shade. A massive, massive struggle for Shade. As we'll see what else to come here. Range Specialist with 12 extra range here on all units for Shade. Senior Attack Specialist sounds pretty nice for Pika Penguin here, maybe. So actually not sure if that's even necessary. Wasps will come around up north. Could get some nice upgrades. Good couple of crawlers. What will happen here? Will Pika Penguin go for some upgrades? Or invest into some level 2 units or so? If the Phoenix upgrades could be quite nice, now that the Overlord will survive the round. So even level 1 Phoenixes should be good, dealing good damage. I think level 2 would be the safe route here. Extra hit points on the units here for Shade, but as I said, like, most of these units don't survive even with single shot, even with the buffs, even with the senior defense, even with the buff here, they still don't survive a shot from the enemy, as most of them are level 1 still, and they're all low hit point units, so all these defensive upgrades, I don't quite feel them. I think the damage upgrade here would have been the better choice. And yeah, that's a problem. Or invest into more tanky units if you go for these tanky bits, like more steel balls or stuff like that. But on crawlers, that doesn't really make a difference against Arclights. The Arclights still one-shot you, Stormcrawlers still one-shot you, Phoenixes still one-shot you, and then the crawlers are not the really damage dealer here on the other side. Like, these only deal 1,400 damage. Meanwhile, over here, it's total damage this round. 2,000 here on these new guys. Obviously the Arclight already coming in with 27,000 damage total. Mustang here, 20,000 damage. So, yeah. Those are the damage dealers here. And they don't really mind these extra bit of hit points on crawlers and co. And yeah, the Phoenix here, still struggling, now struggling against the Overlord. So, yeah, as I said, like, not leveling up the Phoenixes may be a bit of an issue. As they struggle a bit here, and they go down maybe a bit too quickly. Another one going down. It's enough of them now, I believe. Just about get done with the Overlord being weakened. Giant Hunter, Barrier, tank production. All decent choices for Pinka. Giant Hunter doesn't make sense for Shade. Yeah, skipping there. Decent choice. Could skip here as Pika Penguin as well. Nothing of this is really necessary. All of them could offer you some extra bonus that could be interesting. Like, if you want to go for safe late game here, Giant Hunter could be nice. Could be interesting. But the fear of Shade of the potential Giant Hunter already should be enough from stopping Shade from getting more Overlords. And then the Barrier, yeah, with Vulcan here. Vulcan, fantastic addition here. Together with the Arclights, will just absolutely massacre everything small on the ground. And I really don't get Shade's heavy focus on hit points if you don't use more hit point based units. There's 2 hit point based units here. And even, like, the Overlord is the lowest hit point unit of all the giants as well, so it's, like, not even that hit point based. And the Steel Ball is level 1, so doesn't profit massively from it either. Which is an issue. Rhinos here also become quite problematic as well. Extra range upgrade here. Let's see what that can do. I would have liked to see another row of Steel Balls in the north instead of the Mustangs. I don't think the Mustang will do much. Don't think dealing with crawlers was the issue. And I mean, the Mustangs can obviously be nice if they reach the Phoenixes. Question is, will they ever reach the Phoenixes? Barrier here for sure does a decent job. Damage has been done. Preventing some hits here on the crawlers. Okay, Mustangs over here of Pika Penguin get hit pretty hard. Southern flank goes pretty terribly for Pika here, but the north is still holding out somewhat. Mustangs actually... Yeah, it seems like the Steel Balls were able to deal with the Rhino, and with the Rhino being dead, the rest of the units here falls to Mustangs quite quickly. The Mustangs with range here, dealing fantastic damage to these Phoenixes, obviously. Even the shield not really helping them out much. And that's a problem. The Rhino going down there up north is really massive. Shade here now coming in with good damage against Pika. Pika Penguin here down to 1400. And the Steel Balls now can level up, meaning that the likelihood of them killing off the Rhino next turn is even bigger. And they now really start to profit from that extra hit point. Both sides with a lot of low level units here. And I still don't quite get why no level up on any of these Phoenixes. As the Steel Bolts level up now. That's massive. Javelin is back. That is a scary prospect for Shade here. The Overlord still not high enough to survive a missile. But yeah, to survive the Javelin here. And that's a problem. It would have to be level... Even level 3 wouldn't be quite enough, then it would be by 66,000 hit points. Also, it would have been level 4 to survive the Javelin. More Steel Balls. More Steel Ball tankiness actually here, even with damage sharing. And as the Phoenixes are not level up, that is a good choice in my eyes. Like, yeah, the tankiness on the Steel Balls here increased really heavily, thanks to damage sharing and the energy absorption. And yeah, if the Phoenixes would be level up, they would still murder them quite quickly, but as they're all still level 1, they will now have to chew quite a while on these Steel Balls, especially if the Steel Balls get on top of the Vulcan and can kill them off. The question is, will this be enough for Shade to survive this round where the Overlord will die? If so, then I think the future rounds might not be too bad for Shade. Shade going in panic mode here a bit, revert supply, but I believe that is justified, as yeah, the Javelin here will be quite devastating. Good hit there, for sure. And the flame shots here from the Vulcan will be pretty painful as well. Yeah, a lot of crawlers getting absolutely massacred by those flames. And that is a problem. That is a massive, massive problem. As the Steel Balls go down as well. And this might be it. Yeah, really great investment into the incendiary bombs. Incendiary bombs here might be carrying the game. One of the Vulcan goes down. Does another one die? That is maybe the rescue. If the third one would go down as well, that obviously would be for sure saving it. But I believe there's still too much damage. It's close. Oh, that might be the difference. No, one more would have had to die. Okay, round 1 goes to Pika Penguin. It's a best of 3 though, guys. So round 2 to be coming up in a second. Yeah, if you're new to the channel and you're interested to see more Mechabellum here, consider following. Consider showing me that you really want to see more of this stuff, more competitive Mechabellum. Thanks for all the guys already followed. Circo G, Pellet, Saint Wayne, Dr. Silvano, Ace Train, and co. Much appreciated. And yeah, let's go. Pika Penguin versus Shade, game number 2. Cost control for Pika Penguin. Interesting choice. Looking forward to see it. Let's see what will it be elite versus cost control? Will it be mass versus quality? No, it will be giant specialist this time around. Or Shade. Okay. Pika Pinguin up 1-0 in this best of 3 semifinal. Oh, that in the middle. And you guys quickly can add a bit of money for the prize pool for these players on Mechabellum, guys. You only have to click the claim code button. You add 25 cents immediately to the prize pool. And it will help out, first of all, showing Mechabellum that people are interested in this kind of tournaments as well. And second of all, also obviously help out the players directly here. And at least one of these two players will profit from it for sure. If we get high enough in the funding of the tournament, prize pool wise, then even both of these players still might profit. And Pika Penguin here coming in on the right side. Getting Arclights, Crawler, Phoenix combo here from the get-go. On the other side, we see once more Crawler, Fang, Stormcaller. Shade sticking through to that, true to that setup that we saw last game already. Let's see if it goes any better. Arclights, like it's basically the same combos on both sides here. Beginning, only that we have cost control this time. But Arclight still will shred all of these guys one shot. Even with the slight debuff of 13%. Yeah, cost control got better. 2% less hit point debuff, 2% less damage debuff. So it's a bit better in the late game especially. Where those percentages really start to matter. And also a couple of matchups where it might now still one-shot, where it didn't one-shot before. I'm not sure which matchups are primarily affected by it. Seems like Pika will win the first round here again, once more based on Shaden not having any AA left. This time maybe even with a couple of crawlers still alive. Yeah, it seems like it. This shot might kill one of the crawlers. Yeah, one of the crawlers still dies, but hey, that's 60 more damage here for Pika Penguin here first round. Then last time around. We see once more the steel bolts being cheaper. Oh, no steel bolts this time around on Shade's side. Just yet. But Shade is going for the steel bolts. Reaper steel bolts. Here we go. Let's see where they will be placed. Pika Penguin still has to choose. Could go for the steel bolts as well. So I don't think they're really... Yeah, no, steel bolts not really helpful. The Phoenix range increase could be interesting, but the decrease in attack always can be painful if the enemy go... against Giants, I'm not a biggest fan there. And yeah, we don't see that. We see Stormcallers instead on the side of Pika Penguin as well. So they want to go into that rocket launcher matchup as well. Fang's obviously really vulnerable to it. And obviously if you choose through the enemy frontline, having your Stormcallers fire onto the enemy Stormcallers is devastating as well. Ooh. Okay, extra unit being bought here. Another Arclight being added to the Tomb Stormcallers. As yeah, cost control here, allowing you this kind of thing. Issue is that they don't quite one-shot the enemy Stormcallers whilst... Ah, no. Close. But the Stormcallers of Shade not quite one-shotting the Stormcallers of Pika Penguin either. Though, obviously, with the RNG of the missiles and so on, that still might be the case. Like, not quite sure how they all land and so on. Stormcallers firing on both sides. First landing on moving targets, so both sides not dealing massive damage with these salvos. Steel bolts surviving somewhat nicely so far. One's in the north, taking a good amount of damage though. And ooh, Stormcaller is not quite good enough to deal with the Phoenixes there. Stormcaller is dealing a decent amount of damage here. But this will be a quite decisive victory here for Pika Penguin. And that's a good amount of damage already. Shade here in trouble. Shade here in quite a bit of trouble. Already from the get-go. Let's see if Shade can find an answer. Speed could be nice here. I believe speed should be the option here for Shade with so many moving CQC units. So I would say both sides. Okay, missile for Pika Penguin. Speed for Shade. Mustangs coming in. Can work. Pretty risky though. Stormcrawlers deal with them well. Arclights deal with them well. They are good against crawlers. They are good against phoenixes. But yeah, a bit risky. You put them in the rear at least. Yeah, like at some point you kind of want to get Mustangs. We see that by Tongue Deal all the time. That Mustangs on the corners are kind of a must-have. Yeah, let's see how this goes. Missile coming in for the Stormcrawlers. We see some more Mustangs being placed down here. Going into each corner here for these two players. Missile coming in. Yeah, level up here for the Arclight in the north. Phoenixes moving in, really good missile, hitting the steel bolts as well. Some cold upgrade not hitting, but yeah, the shields here will keep the Stormcrawlers off Shade busy for a while. Crawlers get through though. So do some decent amount of damage here. Steel bolts getting through as well. Mustangs do their job at least in the south. They might kill off a Phoenix here for once. Oh, it's close. Okay, yeah, one Phoenix goes down. Second Phoenix most likely not gonna go down. Obviously shields, a bit of a short-term investment here for Pika. Losing one, not dealing massive amount of damage to Shade. Shade has the speed, has the Giant still to be played. And cost, if the cost control specialist falls off in the late game, especially percentage-wise, like obviously, like 100% extra supply on 400 points of income is much bigger than extra cost on 800 or 1000 extra income. So, and the percentage debuff stays the same. So, yeah, Pika Penguin, it still obviously accumulates as well, the extra 100, but it doesn't matter less in the late game. Increased attack, though, is quite massive, and for sure allows to counterplay that a bit. It's increased range on the other side, so both choosing one of the expensive specialists, but different ones, which makes it quite interesting. Let's see which one works out better. Ranged, for sure, can have a massive effect here as well. So a lot of these crawlers don't profit from it too much. But Vulcan can be nice. And yeah, I like the Vulcan here as the Giant. Might be a bit too fast under fire by the Phoenixes though. Ooh, Marksman. Interesting choice. Really interesting choice. As you see some nice Stormcrawlers here on the left side. Missile coming in. Let's see what that can do against the Crawlers. Stormcrawler will try to get some damage onto these guys as well. Ooh, all the Crawlers going down. Stormcrawler is dealing good amount of damage. Vulcan burning through. Stormcrawler up north. Doing their job. A lot of the Arclights getting killed here. Vulcan tanking nicely. Allowing the victory in the south, but the north, after Stormcrawlers land a good shot here on the Mustangs, that might not matter. Important kill here on the Commando. Two of the Stormcrawlers go down quickly, the rest are behind the shield though, so it will take a while to shoot through, but Shade will win this round. And yeah, the cost control will fall off over time here for Pika Penguin. And effectiveness, also invested into these shields that didn't win the round. And that starts to matter in the long term as well. The enemy doesn't go for shield, you go for shield, and you lose the round. That's extra investment that you have to do that are invested into the units in the enemy, so into long-term stuff. Incendiary here for Shade. Two-edged sword. I would have gone for photon coating most likely there. Or shield device. Don't think flanks are the way to go here in this matchup. But we will see. Tanks, Mustangs, Stormcallers, all can be leveled up. Good positioning here. But Pika still choosing. Could go for foreign coding. Could go for Incendiary as well. Incendiary here kills a lot of these units as well that Shade has around here. Steel bolts coming up. Yeah, okay, Incendiary it is as well. Yeah, can kill the Stormcallers fantastically. The question is, will there be any shields? Okay, Vulcan range it is. More steel bolts it is. Steel bolts with tankiness, yeah, and only 2 Phoenixes. Both Phoenixes not leveled up. So survivability there is somewhat low, but yeah, good positioning there on that shield. Vulcan on the side of Pika Penguin as well. Where we see 2 Vulcans. Shade is ready. Is Pika ready as well? Okay. Going for a missile. Not sure if that's necessary. Bit surprised by that missile, as the crawlers would die immediately anyways. I'm not sure if they die quickly enough to not get a salvo out of the Stormcrawlers. I think the Stormcrawlers will still fire their first salvo on them. Yeah. Don't know. I think that was quite worthwhile. Vulcan with extra range is nice. And steel bolts, if they can connect with the enemy Vulcan here, will be fantastic as well. Phoenixes that connect with the Vulcan are nice as well. The steel bolts don't connect though. They're still relatively low on... Like, they're low hit level, so they're also low hit point. And that's a problem. And the Stormcallers here still do their job. Mustangs don't have any deactivation, and the flames here murdered a lot of stuff. So Shade nearly down here. Killed at least one of the barriers. Northern barrier still alive. And yeah, won't have to face off against another flame this round. Will have to face off against another missile though. And this is some interesting stuff here as well. Tank production line can be interesting, but not that fantastic. Nuke for Shade. Let's see if that pays off. And let's see if Pika Penguin... Okay, both sides going nuke. Where to place it though? Like, I guess both sides will nuke each other's Vulcans. That would be the obvious choice. Yes. Okay, Shade is going all in here. But I mean, against someone who uses shields this much, that is actually fine. As they invest short-term money as well. Okay, 2 extra shields here on the side of Shade this time around. Maybe a bit panic mode, but obviously needs to go panic mode. Needs to win this round. Steel bolt level up could be interesting. Make them survive a bit longer. Problem if they run into a nuke though. Okay, Wasps. 4H flank 1. Nuke coming in the south. This shield might be perfect to protect these Stormcallers from a nuke. Question is, will these shields fall before the nuke comes in on the other side? Will both shields hit... nukes hit shields? And there will be units in here as well. So the nuke of Pika Penguin for sure will have some kills. Not so certain about the other nuke. That actually will have kills. I don't believe the shields will go down in time. Which is a problem. Nuke here gets a shield down. Okay, both shields get killed at least. But that's 350 points for 200 points of damage. But yeah, shields down at least means that a good couple of units will die as well. Issue is no AA remaining here. So best... Oh, I guess some wasps. Okay, if everything else dies now, Shade will be on 15 hit points. Yeah, Shade will be on 15 hit points most likely. Okay, might kill this Phoenix here still as well. Yeah, Wasps gets the kill, so it will be on 115 hit points. As a single Wasp is unlikely to kill the Overlord here. It will take a bit too many shots to do that. Yeah, this damage is a bit puny. You can see on the ground will go down a bit too quickly for this. Kind of hilarious though. It would be level 4, so then actually might have enough DPS here. But on level 1 it's... yeah, not enough here. No, and even on level 4 I've struggled. Yeah, there we go. Pika Penguin dealing another 400 damage. Shade not quite out yet, but really, really low. Can Shade make the combat happen now? As I said, Pika Penguin a bit early on setup here. Stormcaller for Pika Penguin. You kind of need to mirror that. Yes, there we go. What do you go here for as Shade? What do you do against that Overlord? That Overlord for sure is a problem. Not that much anti-air here. The Storm also absolutely has trouble potential. We see some bubbles coming up here on the side of Shade as well. Maybe a bit over-eager even on it. But yeah, this Overlord is trouble. This Overlord is massive, massive trouble. Units moving around. Another Storm being called in. And yeah, let's see if Shade can make it happen, or if Pika will move into the finals against either Dr. Nuke or Tangdil. Can Shade start the comeback here? It has to start the comeback here right now. Both sides moving some units around. Classic crawlers of Shade will just die, actually. Like, as they will eat a missile. Pika Penguin continuously using that missile throughout this game. Okay, Shade investing hard into the short term here. Extra speed, extra movement with rapid supply. Flamethrower here doing their job. Good amount of units getting stormed here. Other side, Storm doesn't quite do the damage just yet. Okay, now we are talking though. Marksman getting hit pretty hard there. And actually there might be enough damage to kill the Overlord. Overlord never leveled up. And this might actually work. Yeah, this should work out for Shade here now. With the Overlord falling, this is it. This is a round for Shade. And Shade is putting on the motor for the comeback. As both sides used rapid supply. A lot of investment into shields and so on here for Pika Penguin. So the short-term investments here starting to catch Pika here, question mark. All shields die on Pika's side. Oh my god, the shield in the south does survive with so little hit points. So 300 less investment than that Shade needs to do next turn. A bit unfortunate there with the Storm that never killed that shield. But really, really big for Shade that these 300 points of investment can be going into Wasp upgrades or similar things now. Instead of having to be reboard, whilst Pika Penguin doesn't have that option now. Pika will have to reinvest into these shields most likely. As otherwise the Stormcallers will just murder you here. You need those shields in these kind of Stormcaller versus Stormcaller battles. Nice level up here on the Vulcan, for example, like that is something that you can afford here now as Shade. Whilst it is harder here on the other side. Overlord most likely not going to see a level up for Pika Penguin here. And this is just mess. Okay. Yeah, obviously had to prove me wrong there immediately. Ship artillery. Good thing against steel bolts, good thing against Vulcans for sure. Not so great against Fang, not so great against crawlers. Let's see how many good targets this will hit. Yeah, 300 points here invested for Pika Penguin, 350 points for the short term again. Once none of these investments has to be taken here by Shade. Is this the comeback? And yeah, Stormcrawler is moving around. Rex FTV, yes, you don't buy the nukes anymore in the turret towers here. You buy sticky oil bombs now. You get them as a card instead, potential card, which both players did choose here. It is now a card. Sticky oil is now the ability that you can buy in the research center or command center. And here we go. Yeah, this might be the start of the comeback. A lot of Wasps moving around here. Wasps doing fantastic damage to the ground units here. Overlord not taken out yet. Steel bolts getting hit pretty hard by the Overlord artillery here, which is a problem. And Overlord's dealing a good bit of long-range damage here. Will the Overlords be taken out? One in the north is still a problem. And there might not quite be enough units to kill it, as it has the amplifying core as well. It is still debuffed for a while here. Those couple of seconds are absolutely crucial here. Get some extra damage on top before that is over. Okay, it should be enough now. It should be enough, and that means Shade wins another fight, has all these 300 points here still around. Pika Penguin will have to reinvest that, and that is a long-term issue here for Pika Penguin. And most likely should allow Shade, unless Pika finds a really great curveball, should mean that Shade should win this round. And then we go into the decider game in this best of 3. Pika Penguin at the moment leading 1-0. But Shade might get the equalizer here. The Overlord artillery is scary. Overlords with photon emission could be interesting, but I don't think there's enough. Photon emission only holding 16 seconds and being really pricey nowadays. I'm not a fan of this upgrade anymore. I think it was overnerfed a bit too much. Like, I think the second reduction was fine. I like the duration. I like effectiveness nerfs more than the duration nerfs. In my eyes, as duration, it makes them way less reliable when the duration is shorter, and I would like them to be a bit more reliable, but a bit less strong. So making it like 21 seconds, but only giving 40% damage reduction, would have been a bigger fan of. Same with the destruction of the turrets. I would like to see the 15 seconds return, but with less effect. But that's just my preference for balance. And here we go. Yeah, a lot of abilities here now coming in. This flame ability is... This might be enough here. Ooh, going really low up top. These units gonna die as well. The beam here really strong. Oh, but this beam in the center also pretty strong. Can these wasps take out... No, they can't quite take out the Overlord. Overlord still alive. Oh, it's really close. Okay, Overlord does die in the north. Overlord still moving in the south. And there's few Mustangs left due to the fire here. That is a problem. That is a massive, massive problem. Can the Overlords deal the damage? The Mustangs deal the damage in time? They try their best here. And they will be able to do it. Ooh, and that's, I think, was the one chance that Pika Penguin had here. There will be another round, but the fire ability was the one thing that could have won the fight here. It was really close. If all the AA would have died, obviously only one Overlord surviving would have been enough here for Pika Penguin. But it went down. There was just slightly enough Mustangs surviving, and now there is none of these abilities up here on the side of Pika Penguin. Pika Penguin is down economically so far now due to all these shields invested time and again that it would be an absolute miracle if it would now somehow go the other way around. Like, there's around 1,000 extra points invested into all of these units I believe, on Shade's side here. And that should swing the balance for sure. That should mean that Shade wins the round. Even with the abilities active last turn, it was not enough for Pika Penguin. So I don't see why it should be enough without them. I don't think there's a single upgrade that can swing this around this much. Not on these guys. Yeah, the Vulcan is interesting. Surprised that it only comes now. Vulcan for sure is a good unit. But I would love... Okay, second... okay, Vulcans with incendiary bombs. I mean, flames did work well in the last round. That might be it. That might be the combination necessary to crack this. Let's see if it is. Obviously, both sides investing into a lot of stuff. We have steel bolts here now with mechanical division. And will fall apart into crawlers. Crawlers in flames, though, not doing too well. We have some high-level steel bolts here. We have some relatively high-level Vulcan here as well. Yeah, both sides of shields, the incendiary bombs, meaning that these guys die quite quickly here. And especially the Mustangs dying is a massive issue here. As these Mustangs need to be able to kill the enemies in the north. Was that Vulcan switch the one switch necessary? Mustang's still alive. Mustang's still doing their best here to try to kill the Overlord. And they have AA now, so they deal actually enough damage. And yeah, that's just it. Second incendiary bomb row not landing on the Mustangs. And Shade equalizing this matchup. Really strong play here. Really close, but I'm excited. Best of 3. We are into the decider game here in the first semifinal. Pika Penguin versus Shade. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Really well played here by Shade. And Pika Penguin will have to get it through in the next match, as this one wasn't quite good enough. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. Supply specialist, elite marksman, rhino, aerial specialist, giant, speed, cost control, marksman. All interesting. Pika going for marksman sledgehammers. One of my favorite combos. Like, supply specialist, can't go really wrong with that guy. Well, it's pretty low hit points nowadays, so I guess, but it's really flexible, obviously. We have marksman on the other side. Good against this combo for sure. Marksman level 3 is really helpful. Can survive one shot of a marksman level 2. One shots the sledgehammers. Should win the early game here. Let's see what Pika is investing into. Might want to go crawler. Yeah, crawler it is. Five crawlers here on the side of Shade. Obviously, sledgehammers are somewhat solid against crawlers. Not exactly a hard counter, but quite nice. They're not quite Arclight level or so of dealing with them, as they have a relatively low rate of fire and so on. But they are still good. They still one-shot them, which is helpful. So let's see. Steel Ball's obviously good against all of these guys here. Question is how long these two crawler packages will survive here at the beginning. So, yeah. Shade versus Pika Penguin. Final match here, semi-final. It's 1-1. Put that in here. Marksman getting the shots out. And yeah, the crawler is not surviving that long. Obviously, it was 2 versus 5 crawlers. And then the 5 crawlers here, allowing the steel bolts to connect. And yeah, marksman obviously doing next to nothing against the crawlers. Some more anti-crawler has to be bought for Pika Penguin. Question is in which form. Arclight would be the most efficient, but Sledgehammer would mean that you would have more Sledgehammers, which means that upgrading Sledgehammers later on could be nice. Subsidized Marksman, always an interesting choice. Strike Specialist enabled strike flanks. Without Strike Specialist, flanks are always a bit tough. With them, they can absolutely be viable in my eyes. But it's missiles for Shade. Okay. Strong early game ability. Falling off quite hard in the late game. But 3, so yeah. And Pika Penguin going for it as well. Issue with this missile, it doesn't quite one-shot sledgehammers. It doesn't have the same damage as one of the Century missiles. These deal 5,000 damage. This thing only deals 3,000 damage. So it neither one-shots Steel Ball, nor does it one-shot sledgehammers. Deals a good amount of damage to them. Like, they're really low afterwards, but doesn't really make a difference for the marksman. They will still need one-shot for them anyway. Arclights, yeah, the cleanest idea against the crawlers. Steel bolts still will be an issue though. I feel like Shade will have the early game here tilted in their favor. Unlocking Arclights here. Unlocking Fangs. Ooh, this missile might be good. Let's see. Can Shade turn it all around? Good. Good couple here. Missile coming up. Good hit. Sledgehammer is quite low. Steel bolts moving forward. Good kills there. All of this going pretty well. Let's see. Marksman getting good damage in. Research center under attack. Arclights going down. All of these crawlers going down. Good hits here. Nice. Shade keeping up the pressure. The underdog might be able to do the comeback here. Oh, laser sights. Really, I love laser sights on wasps. I love it on steel bolts. Both are fantastic with it. As they're both not supposed to have long range. And so giving it to them enables them to be really obnoxious. And it goes on to the wasps. And yeah, none of these units here really up for dealing with wasps right now. Marksman not great. Arclights can do it, but not when the steel bolts stay in front of them. So yeah, I like the wasps jump here. I like the upgrade on the steel bolts. Another steel bolt could be upgraded up here in the future. Oh no, it's the crawlers. Yeah, no, you don't want to upgrade the crawlers here, I believe. Unless you get the free crawler upgrade thingy, you usually don't upgrade crawlers too much. There's a couple of combos and matchups where it is an option, but usually you don't go for it. As Pika Penguin here, yeah, supply man, the specialist will outscale the marksman in the long run. So losing the first 2 rounds here, not too unexpected, but obviously hit point wise not amazing. Both started on 3,500. Equilibrium in that regard. And Pika already lost a good bit, maybe a bit more damage than you would have hoped for. Stormcrawlers it is again. Okay, 2 Stormcrawlers here being brought up into all of this. 3 marksmen. Interested to see the Stormcrawlers work. I mean, the round will still go once more to Shade, I believe, as I don't think the wasps will get killed in time. And yeah, let's see what the Stormcrawlers will actually hit here. As the wasps start to kick in here. Great damage dealers as well. Obviously really flimsy, but their DPS for air unit is fantastic. And Marksman doing its job against the sledgehammers. Crawlers here pushing through the north. That's quite interesting. The wasps in the north actually nearly completely wiped out already. And if this marksman would have gone down beforehand, it might have still been good enough here for the wasps, but it will be... Okay, I predicted this one wrong. Thought the wasps would deal enough damage on the ground to help out in the north as well, but the DPS seemingly a bit too low, whilst the Stormcaller is really landing some solid hits there. Allowing Pika to turn this one around and dealing some damage against Shade. And that was important. Stopping the snowball here. Portable shield. Ooh, advanced firepower control system. Super interesting option. Really expensive in round 4. Like really, really expensive. Portable shield obviously much less risky. And I don't think you need it here in this matchup. The only tanky units on the enemy side is the steel bolts. Not sure. Yeah, and you need to chew through the other units first. Can be good though. Pika Penguin still in deciding mode. Hasn't decided just yet. Let's see. Yeah, shields instead it is. Crawlers moving around. Okay, we have some movement options here for Shade already. Interesting choices. More energy absorption. A lot of wasps here flying around in the skies. Let's see if Shade can do it. Shade for sure. With a pretty interesting unit combo. I like the combo here with the wasp. I like the steel wasp crawler combo. But the Stormcrawlers last turn seem to have ruined it a bit. Ooh, strong missile. Yeah, taking out the Stormcrawlers here in the north is huge in my eyes. Like, absolutely massive, actually. Quite expensive, and soon there will be something above this. Okay, Mustangs with AA. Obviously great against the Wasps. Most likely will hit the Wasps, as they don't quite have enough range to stay out of that anti-air range. Good dodge there. Yeah, keep the Stormcallers guessing. Keep them firing away. Good zigzag movement. Wasps coming in. Not quite getting targeted yet. Currently, most of the fire still on the steel bolts, and that's good for the Wasps. The Mustang's not doing good damage against steel bolts at all. And that, as long as the Mustangs don't massacre the Wasps, with the kill on the both of the Stormcallers this time quite early, the DPS here is too big. And yeah, they are focused on the steel bolts, and that is a massive issue here right now for Pika Penguin. The Wasps stayed just far enough behind thanks to the Crawler coming for them. And most of the fire of the Mustangs was wasted on steel bolts. Absolutely not the target you want to shoot at with Mustangs. They just do a puny amount of damage against them. So Shade once more with a bit of damage. Not that much damage this time around, but still a bit worrisome for Pika now. 1700 is in the range where a good victory in the later round can kill you. Orbital versus Skip? Seems like Skip here for Shade. These steel bolts are gonna die. These steel bolts are going to die. More Wasps coming around. Even with damage sharing, I don't believe they would survive. Well, no. With damage sharing, they actually might survive, but there's not enough money here for Shade for that. So this round will go for Pika most likely, as these level 4 steel... Ah, no, they have the portable shield. The shield will tank it, right? But it doesn't go through shield as well. No, it cannot be stopped by shields. It would be enough if they would go for damage sharing. But as they don't go for damage sharing, they will die here now. Okay. Obviously, damage sharing also a bit of a risky upgrade. As enemy melting points then have a field day if they can hit you. And also is expensive at this point. But yeah, Stormcallers might run into another missile. I would try it once more with this missile. This missile here was really fantastic last term. Ooh! Overlord. Interesting choice again. This missile here might be really efficient. Splash damage on the Wasps. Not a fan. Means that they deal a lot less damage against sledgehammers, and obviously that makes them terrible against Overlords. As, yeah, you deal 40% less damage, which is massive, massive, massive. Both of these annihilating a row of Wasps as well, so this round is going to go for Pika Penguin, and then it might already be the final round in round 6 here. And both sides then have the potential to kill each other. Obviously, no such strong ability in round 6 then for Pika. And yeah, Wasps deal no damage whatsoever here in this scenario. That's why I'm never a massive fan of this AoE damage thing. Like, they have so much time on target here against the Overlord. It's a level 1 Overlord, but they're just not killing it. Do they kill it just in the end? No, oh my goodness, they got so close. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. It's still 400 damage in the face of Shade here. Painful. That's 400 damage can be game deciding, absolutely, obviously. So yeah, really, really rough times here for Shade. Might still be able to kill one sledgehammer here. This fight is going on for a bit longer. Ooh, sledgehammer's dying on the ground. Shade taking damage. And here we go. Junior manufacturing on Shade's side will be the same over here. Yeah, not, as I said, yeah, not a big fan of this here. I mean, you're killing the crawlers and stuff fast enough anyways, in my eyes. And it makes you a lot weaker against these other kind of units. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's every... Yeah, Dr. Silvano, you might be right there. Still would deal 70,000 to each. Yeah, I might have messed up that thought as well. Mustang is moving around here. But yeah, the ability is not around this time. 1,600 versus 1,700. Absolutely kill potential here. I believe it will not quite be over. I believe this round will still end with one side or the other not quite dealing this amount of damage. Like, it should be around 1,000 damage or so. Like, Pika Pinguino has the ability to finish it off if both overlords with a couple of ground units survive. That 1,600 damage can be the case. I don't believe enough units here of Shade can survive for 1,700 damage. Like, they will die in enough increments that even if there is a good couple of partial units still alive, shouldn't be enough for 1,700 just yet. I would expect around 8 to come, or around 7 to come. Good missile here. Yeah, shield on the wrong side here. Pika Penguin, not protecting the right Stormcallers. As the steel bolts coming in again. And yeah, Wasps coming up. AoE is around. Overlords with ground target artillery doing a good amount of work. Wasps doing their job. The marksman is hopefully on target soon. Like, once the marksman gets onto the overlord, obviously the overlord will have a tough time. But at the moment it's still shooting down Mustangs. This should be a victory for Shade though. And that is big. That is really big for Shade here. Shade hitting the overlord. And getting the kill there. Really fantastic kill here for Shade. Wasps did the damage against the ground targets, and then the marksman get the right hits in. The steel bolts doing the tanking. And Pika needs to find a solution here. Senior attack should be the thing happening on both sides here, I expect. I would be surprised if Pika doesn't go for it. Pika obviously still profiting this time around for a bit more of the long-term advantage from the ability. Though the junior manufacturing only being chosen by Shade, so that's actually most likely worth, worth more per round than the 50 extra. Heavy overlords, quite big though. Hit points, extra hit points on the overlords. But no repair or anything, so... Like, I feel like heavy overlord is only worth it if you go with at least armor, but maybe even the healing on top. Yeah, this missile is key here, otherwise these crawlers keep these Stormcallers busy for forever. We go for rapid resupply on both sides. Yeah, it's really crisis mode now. You need to win this round on either side. Like, if Shade wins this round, chances are pretty good that he wins the game. But Pika Penguin has absolutely the chance here of making the comeback. Their Overlord artillery here is scary. And the anti-air of the Mustang can deal with the Wasps quite nicely as well if the steel bolts die. And these steel bolts still level 3 and level 2, so not getting any little higher level. Overlords up top here, dealing 24,000 damage per shot there, so it one-shots all of these steel bolts with one shot. The one in the south against the level 3 ones, it doesn't quite one-shot, especially not the ones with portable shields, but it still is a lot of damage, and they reload quite quickly, as you can see here, every 3 seconds. So the steel bolts here getting killed off quite quickly, and then I'm not sure if the Mustangs deal enough damage. They don't have the anti-air upgrade, they went for the range upgrade instead. And if none of these overlords die this time around, it's GG. Oh, yeah, none of them is dying. 2 of them are pretty low, 3 of them are pretty low, but none of them went down, and this is GG. Pika Penguin will be the first finalist. Shade getting defeated here in the end. Really close game number 3. Insane comeback from Shade in game number 2. Amazing first semifinal. GGVP here. And yeah, that means Pika Penguin will be our first finalist. And we go into a short break, and then we're gonna cast Tangil versus Nuke, Dr. Nuke in a second.